Welcome back to Tune Into Tarot, and today we'll be diving into the year ahead forecast for 2022. And this reading is for all Scorpios with a sun, moon, or rising sign in the sign of Scorpio. This reading will hopefully resonate with you. So without further ado, let's tune into tarot for the year ahead. Okay, Scorpios. So I've just laid out your spread here, and for the first month of the year in January, it's showing up as the Tower. So don't let this scare you. This is not a card to panic about per se, but it does usually bring in some kind of unexpected collapse or unexpected or sudden changes, shifts, transitions in your world somewhere. It can be in the workplace, it can be in your relationship, it can be in your home, it can be in any aspect of your life that once you find out what the Tower represents, it certainly changes the existence that you operate in. Now, the Tower is not inherently bad or negative, but because it is presenting a sudden shift, change, or transition that is unfolding, it can create some discomfort and certainly challenge, and requires an adjustment from you to remain flexible, to remain patient, and to be open to the prosperity that can really follow an event like the Tower. Now, I've seen this card be described as your crown chakra exploding. So you may have some kind of revelation or epiphany that you discover in this first month, or something, again, just may happen that really changes the trajectory of your life. And it more often than not is presenting a more prosperous solution or path for you to pursue going forward. So just, again, be open to actually the good that will come from this forced adjustment that seems to happen. With the daily drips that I pull on Facebook, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I pulled the Tower yesterday, and the first thing I say about the Tower is don't panic, right? And the whole day went by and nothing alarming had happened to me. And I'm like, okay, what's this Tower card all about? And then as I was driving to an appointment after work, I heard from a coworker that she was leaving our facility, leaving our company. And it was so heartbreaking and so devastating. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the Tower. This is the Tower moment today. So it can be something like that. But I know that ultimately it's in her best interest. And I know that our team will go on and just become stronger and tighter. I mean, hopefully, you can only hope. But more often than not, like I said, when a Tower moment hits, the rebuilding process, because it can be a crumbling of your world, but the rebuilding process will present an opportunity to build a stronger foundation, a smarter way of operating, and hopefully a healthier way of moving forward. So whatever unfolds in January, do know that it's ultimately for your highest and best path. And do comment below, let me know what happens in January so that we can follow along with what's happening in your life as well. So comment below. Now moving on to February, here's how I know that the Tower moment's actually going to be prosperous for you, Scorpio, because in February, it's showing up as the 9 of Cups. This is a wish fulfillment. So anything that you're desiring right now or hoping to come out of this crumbling of your world is going to transpire. The 9 of Cups is feeling satisfied, it's feeling accomplished, it's feeling a sense of achievement. It's looking back over your past and what made you who you are today, and just feeling, just kind of, sitting back, feeling absolutely content with where you're at. And so this is a beautiful card. With the 9 of Cups behind you, it looks like you have a strong support system. If you're in the performing arts or in podcasting, broadcasting, you work in social media, or you're an influencer of some kind, then it does appear that you have a lot of fans and you're experiencing a lot of good response to what you're putting out in the world. So absolutely some good energy coming in February. And then for love interests and romantic pursuits, it looks like you have a lot of options for your romantic engagements. So that's always exciting to see as well. And if you're already coupled, you or your partner are having some good shifts or transitions or changes within their workspace. So they may be getting a raise, like getting a promotion, or somehow just selling a lot more products or services, and seems to be bringing in a lot of wealth and prosperity for you both. So that looks positive. And then moving into March, it's showing up as the 9 of Swords reversed. And this is actually, I'm going to say, a good card, because I like to see it as if you've been having trouble sleeping, or you've been up all night stressing about your life, or what's crumbling or what has crumbled in the recent past. If you're dealing with anxiety or depression or any mental illnesses, it looks like there's a relief to this, or some appeasement or some amelioration of the intensity of those feelings. You look to be either receiving the help that you need, you're taking the medication that is helping to sort of calm you down, helping you sleep better, or you're on the supplements that help to calm your nerves and allow you to relax and thrive a bit more than you have previously. But I do see that there's an improvement in your mental health. It looks like the people around you are supporting you, and it looks like whatever crumbling, whatever dissolving or dissolution has happened in January at the first of the year, it's allowing you to kind of move through this mental anguish and really thrive. And moving into April, even with the Devil reverse, this is releasing toxic attachments. So Scorpios are doing some major work in this first half of the year and making some drastic improvements to their life and their prosperity, their well-being, and their happiness. So the Devil reversed is releasing toxic attachment. So you may be getting off a substance abuse. So you stop drinking alcohol or using drugs, if that's one of your crutches. You are able to finally detach from possibly a toxic relationship. Maybe that's what happened in the first of the year, was this breakup or a divorce or some kind of major interference with your relationship. And it seems like that ultimately brought a lot of support to you through that. And so you're making some strides as far as your mental health and also just your well-being. So if you are releasing a toxic attachment, or you might be going through maybe a diet or a lifestyle transition where you're eating healthier, you're exercising, or you are working on, again, your mental health, getting the help you need, or really digging deep into your past and releasing some trauma from the past that's just been festering within you. It looks like you're making, again, some strides. So just lots and lots of improvements going on through the first of your year. I have to sneeze. Maybe look into the light, perhaps. Maybe that will help, right? Do you guys sneeze when you look into the sun? I guess that's not true for everyone. Not everyone has that. It's like it's in our DNA if looking into the sun causes you to sneeze. Okay, well, that's contained. So we can move on to, let's see, May. So April, May, June. Wait, what? January, February, March, April. Okay, so that was April. And then moving into May, this is the Three of Swords reverse, which is another card of healing. So all these potentially negative cards are actually in a positive position in that they're reversed. So it's kind of bringing a relief to this intensity. So normally the Three of Swords is a heartbreak, or it's pain, or some kind of cutting off of at least a loss of some kind. But in the reverse position, the Three Swords actually fall out of that heart. And so the wounds can heal and mend, and you can really find some relief in the healing process. So again, whatever you are moving through this first half of the year, you're making a lot of progress. I keep reiterating this, but it's reiterated throughout the cards too. You're dealing with healing of your heart space possibly, or a physical injury or pain. Maybe you were in an accident in January, and so now you're kind of going through this healing process, physical therapy, or you've had an injury for some time, or you maybe have been living with back pain or chronic pain throughout your body, or chronic inflammation, and it seems like you are able to find the answers you need, the supplements you need. You're able to shift your lifestyle in order to help you live your best life and feel incredibly happy. And then in June, it just keeps getting better, Scorpio. We've got the Six of Cups, and this is a very nostalgic energy. The Six of Cups can even bring in a soulmate or someone from your past, maybe someone you knew growing up that was more of a friend perhaps, and you're reconnecting now and it's becoming more of a romantic situation. You're exploring that possibly, or this can be maybe a return of a relationship from the past to someone you've been with before, or if something kind of broke down early in the year, you look to have been doing a lot of self-improvement in this first half of the year, and then maybe that person comes back or you reattempt to make it work in June. This can also indicate family reunions. It can indicate a time where you're just nostalgically thinking about the past and having fond memories about the past, or maybe you're having a college reunion or high school reunion, or reconnecting with old friends, maybe going to your hometown and exploring your old stomping grounds, or going to the town you went to college and exploring that space. But it's kind of going back to a place or reconnecting with people who you've known from the past. And it's a very joyful, nostalgic, like I said, and happy time. So June looks to be fun. You may be traveling in June, but it looks like a really happy time for you. So the first half of the year for Scorpios looks to be really impressive, how you've managed to make these huge strides in your mental health, your physical health, your elevating, you're up leveling your game, your frequency is increasing, your vibration, you're connecting with people, and it just looks like a beautiful first half of the year. Okay, so let's step into July. And I would say this is the first kind of questionable card other than the Tower card in the very beginning, but the Strength card reversed. This is just indicating that you may have a lack of inner strength perhaps, or feel a little bit awkward, or maybe you're putting yourself in social situations or social engagements that you just feel a little awkward or insecure, or have a lack of confidence, or you might have a lack of filter and just say things that come off a little abrasive, or you might be trying to achieve in July. You might just have a little bit of an awkward way of carrying that or explaining it. In the upright version of the Strength card, typically people have the right touch with, they say the right things, they kind of move the right way, set people at ease and allow people to come to their support and root for their cause. But in the reverse position, I'm seeing this as you just coming off a little bit awkward and clumsy, or you might be accident prone in July, possibly like dropping things and just being a little bit reckless. Try not to text while walking or text while driving. Try to be more kind of singularly focused and less multitasking, because yeah, it just seems you're a little bit scattered possibly in July. And you might come off a little rough with people too. Like you might just be a little bit prone to anger or frustration or outbursts, I'm getting a sense of. Try not to force people into any position or force them to believe in a certain philosophy or take sides. I think the Strength card reversed is asking you to listen to others and to allow each person to have their own opinions and express themselves in the way that they wish. And I would just try to temper your anger, your outbursts, your frustrations a little bit if possible, because yeah, it seems like you're a little bit uncontrolled and, like I said, clumsy and awkward and possibly insecure. So it's just a temporary energy. And then we move into August, and let's see, it's coming up as the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is usually indicating, it could be like a church, like you go to church, or some kind of community-based meeting that people come to gather in groups, and they come to listen to a speaker or a pastor or a guru of some kind, someone who's an expert. You might be going to a seminar or learning. Yeah, this might be an opportunity of maybe you're at a retreat and there are different classes that are offered for self-improvement possibly, or if it's in regards to your field of work, you might be learning different techniques for how to do what you do, whatever you do. Comment below, let me know what you do for a living. Or if you are going to a retreat, you have a retreat planned in August, then comment below. Let me know what's going on. The Hierophant can be kind of a structured energy. It can be, yeah, one where you're learning. When it comes to romantic relationships, sometimes this can indicate a wedding or taking a relationship to a higher level commitment. So you might be getting engaged around this time, or moving in together, or making the relationship official in some way, or just feeling a deeper connection within your relationship. Yeah, maybe this relationship that maybe began in June or restarted in June is now moving into a higher level commitment. So if this was someone you were dating previously to January, and then they're coming back in June, by August, maybe you've got an engagement or a proposal of some kind, or again, you're moving in together, or just taking things to a higher level commitment. That can be what the Hierophant represents. And then moving into September, ooh, the 10 of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card of achievement. Again, another kind of this feeling that you've made it. It's a home and family type of card where you feel like you've got the home, the family, the kids, the husband, the wife, the partner, the wealth, the financial stability. You've got everything you need, everything you wanted. It also can speak to inheritance or working with your ancestors, writing up a will. And if that is the case, it seems like maybe this is a family reunion as well. Or if you are getting married, then maybe this is everyone kind of coming together for that cause. In September, you might be getting married. Maybe connecting to your ancestors too, not only in the physical realm, but in the more esoteric realm. If you connect to your past in that way, or to people from the past, you may be hearing or seeing your ancestors in dreams, or getting messages from them. But the 10 of Pentacles is a very positive card. You might be increasing your wealth at this time. You might be getting, again, a promotion, an inheritance. A good chunk of money somehow comes into your life, or you're just feeling prosperous in September. So, wow, pretty good reading for Scorpios so far. And then in October, it is showing up as the Death card. Now, don't let this scare you either. Wow, so you've got the Tower and the Death card, and the Devil, and the Three of Swords. You've got a lot of intense energy, which is appropriate for our Scorpios, who tend to be intense, ruled by Pluto. And this is the Pluto card, by the way. But the Death card simply means change. Change and transformation. Was that thunder and lightning? Or my neighbor's moving their trash can? Yeah, that's what it is. My neighbor's moving their trash can. Okay. In any case, the Death card, it indicates change and transformation. And again, just like with the Tower, whatever follows the Tower card tends to be for your highest and best path. And that is the same with the Death card, although it too can be uncomfortable when you go through a change or a transformation. It's usually sudden, it's usually unexpected, although with the Death card, it can be more expected. So, okay, maybe you do have a family member that passes away at this time, just because we are dealing with the Hierophant. Maybe that's a funeral, and family inheritance comes in through the Ten of Pentacles. And the Death card, you're moving forward and there's just a different feeling to your existence because you've gone through this loss. But with any ending is a new beginning. So maybe there's even a baby that comes in at this time too. Often I've heard and experienced that when something is taken from you, there's something new that comes in its place. So if you do have someone that leaves you and to move to the higher realms, you may have a new soul that comes in its place. So maybe there's a baby that comes in October for some of you Scorpios. Not necessarily your baby, but a baby in your family, or that someone that's significant to you has a baby. But yeah, with the Death, like I said, it's change. So you may be going through a pretty drastic change come October, making some major shifts. Maybe you do get an inheritance in September, and then you quit your job and you go on a sabbatical or something, or you just make some lifestyle changes, since it seems like you're doing really well for money in September. But the change that does come is for your highest and best path. It's not to be feared. It's not to induce panic. It is just to bring some warning that there will be a shift, a major transition that comes in October that you will be aware of now. And so I think to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Now, in the background of this card, I don't know if you can see it, but right here in the corner, there's these two towers, and the sun is illuminated behind it. So again, with the Tower card here, these two towers in the Death card, I think it's saying that whatever tower moment you experience, whatever death or changes or loss you experience this year, ultimately what becomes of it is a higher purpose for you and a higher prosperity. And maybe you're finally finding your purpose and your calling, and your life conspires, the universe conspires to set you on the right path through the events that unfold this year. Now, moving into November, we have the Page of Swords reversed. So, okay, the page typically brings in news, information, or a message. In the reverse position, it may be the news, information, or a message that is not particularly positive, or the answer you wanted to hear in November. I get a very exploratory vibe with the Page of Swords. This is someone who sometimes will be delving into a new educational program or learning something new, certifications, trainings, licensure, testing. And so maybe you are partaking in some kind of educational program that is either delayed or it's not what you expected. Like, you signed up for this course and you started it, and maybe it's just not as in-depth as you wanted it to be, or extensive, or the information is not the caliber that you were expecting, or there's some kind of disappointment maybe with the training you're going through, or if you did take a test to achieve a certification or a license. I hear my neighbors. Then maybe you didn't pass that test, or it was kind of tricky, or there were some last minute requirements that you weren't able to provide, and so there was a delay for you taking it, or for some reason they couldn't give you the license or the certification because you were missing these few components. Something might be interfering with your ability to learn, train, or achieve licenses or certifications, I'm thinking. Also, if you are traveling at this time, you may experience some miscommunications or delays in travel. I'm feeling in November. And it's kind of a Mercury retrograde feel that I'm getting with this card. You might be missing emails or text messages, or misunderstanding what people are communicating to you, or other people are misunderstanding what you're trying to express to them. So it might be kind of frustrating. I'm not sure if Mercury is retrograde in November of next year. I haven't looked at the transits, but that's kind of the feeling I'm getting with this card. Is just some mishaps, miscommunications, things going missing, like mail or emails or text messages, and things just not aligning very well in November. And then in December, it's showing up as the Three of Wands reversed. Now, this is also could be a travel card, and in the reverse position, I would say expect delays. So if you are traveling November, December, it might be full of delays. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of this year with the ongoing global climate and dynamics interfering with a lot of people's travel and staffing issues. And anyway, Three of Swords reversed tends to be a planning phase for a lot of people. It can indicate a threshold between point A, or between a phase of your life that you're leaving, but you're not yet being invited into this next phase that will be beginning. And so you're sort of in this limbo between two spaces. You can feel ungrounded, I would think, with the Three of Wands. That's what I'm picking up with this card. But if you are traveling too, that can be very ungrounding, right? Because you're not in your normal environment. But in the reverse position, again, if you're traveling, you might run into delays, or there may be some issues with, if you're internationally traveling, that you're missing certain paperwork or passports, or something with your passports. Maybe that's what's happening in November, is you're trying to get your passport and there's some delay with that, and then so you can't go on your trip in December. Sometimes if you're starting a business, or you're launching a new program or website or something of that nature, and you're kind of in a planning phase with the Three of Wands, I would say in the reverse position, you just don't have a lot of motivation, drive, or determination to work on that planning or work on whatever. You're kind of drained, you're lacking in energetic drive, you're lacking motivation possibly. And so maybe December is just a good time to rest, take it easy. It seems like things might be a little chaotic, especially if there is a retrograde of some kind happening, or squares. It just seems kind of tense, chaotic, miscommunications. And so maybe you just want to lay low in December and kind of take it easy if you can. Take some vacation time. Well, but it looks like some delays might happen. Maybe a staycation would be good and maybe wise next December, or December 2022. Because yeah, it just looks like you might be lacking energy and drive in that last month of the year. But overall, Scorpios, you make some incredible leaps and bounds in your mental health, your physical health, your well-being. I think it looks like you feel like a completely different person once you get through this first, well, even stepping into the first and second month, but by the halfway through the year in June, you have made so many massive changes and improvements to your health and your mental health, your well-being, your physical body, your mental body, your spiritual self. And you've healed so much. It looks like you're working with a therapist or energy healer, or just doing some really in-depth reading and research into how to self-help, because yeah, the cards here indicate some massive change, transformation, healing, possible inheritance by the next half of the year. Are we getting married? Scorpios, let me know, comment below if you are getting married this year, sometime around September, October, that range. Oh, maybe you have your honeymoon scheduled for December and that gets delayed. Ooh, okay. If that happens, comment below. But let's move on to the Oracle card and see what the Shaman's Dream Oracle has to say to help navigate your month ahead for our lovely Scorpios for 2022. So I like to just let the cards reveal themselves. All right, so this top card here that was face up is Perfect Storm. I don't know if I've pulled this card, maybe once before. The courage to step into life. It's a beautiful card, isn't that? Wow. Number 44. Okay, so if you're into numerology, what does 44 mean? I mean, it's a double 4, 8. I don't know, but it sounds powerful. It sounds like the universe is stepping in to support you in every way. So I'm going to look up in the book to see what Perfect Storm has to say for our Scorpios. When the perfect storm appears, it cautions you to be ready for an exciting, if turbulent, time. The winds are picking up, and you need to make sure that you are close to the eye of the storm, or you will be buffeted by gusts that may take you far from where you need to be. The key is to remain centered and balanced and bear witness as the forces build in intensity. Notice how the loose stuff is starting to fly around, and recognize how little of it you truly need. Let go of those thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes that clutter your heart and cloud your mind. Then the storm will be absolutely perfect for you. If you wonder what you might lose during the perfect storm, know that it is those things we are most attached to that are taken first, as if life were trying to unburden us of our righteous self-importance. Let it all go with the wind. The less you resist the change brought by the perfect storm, the happier you will be. Ride the winds to your next destination. Embrace the rain or snow. Remember that every time you try to argue with nature, you lose. The perfect storm can also be a call for you to seize the moment. There might be a great opportunity that you need to take advantage of right now. Carpe diem. Here, time is of the essence. It may be gone shortly, so do not hesitate. Go ahead, bite off more than you can chew, and take the storm on in all its terrifying greatness. Experience the fullness of life. You will succeed. So one thing that popped into my head while reading this card is that if you do end up losing someone this year, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's a possibility with the death card. It can mean actual death, but more often it means change and transformation and new beginnings. So, but if you do, because I do see the inheritance card too, and the church card, so there may be a funeral happening. And so with that, if you do lose somebody, there was one flash in my mind about the possibility that you may have been caretaking someone and putting a lot of energy and effort into taking care of somebody who is ill. And when they do pass, while you're devastated by that, it does actually lift a lot of weight off your shoulders and responsibility and create a little bit of ease to your life that you didn't have previously. So there is that, and that may be a contested topic or kind of controversial to say, but that is maybe something that's happening is if you've been tied down or locked into some kind of caretaking role and that person is cut from your life, or you lose that person, not even necessarily by death, but just you know, there's that change that happens and you're separated, then you can exist and move on and really focus on yourself more and do a bit more self-care, which it does look like you've been doing in the first half of the year. But these are possibilities, I guess, for your year ahead for Scorpio. But ultimately, it looks like you make some serious progress in your growth and self-evolution. So bravo to our Scorpios. If you found that was helpful for you, please comment below. Let me know. Well, like this video and let me know how your year unfolds. Again, I went through a few of the cards and asked you to comment, but specifically with Scorpios, I would like to know if you have a wedding planned this year, if you have a family reunion planned this year, and if you are maybe planning to go to a retreat, perhaps some kind of self-help retreat or a seminar for your work. Comment below, let me know what you're up to this year, and share this with any of your Scorpio friends. And thank you for being here. Until next time, take care and Happy New Year.